Good evening. The Merck Schools Board of Education meeting number 1512 is now called to order. Dr. Lake, do we have any changes to the agenda?
We do not.
Okay, may I have a motion to approve the agenda as presented?
So moved.
Second.
That was that Mike T?
No, it was me, Matt.
Alonso with the motion and the second by
Karen.
Karen. Thank you. Okay, we'll do a roll call vote. Mike Shamia, yes. Karen Schuster,
Yes.
Matt Alonso,
Yes.
Christy Watts. Christy, I think you're muted. Christy Watts?
You're
Still muted.
frustrator.
Give us a thumbs up.
Trying to find it.
Unmute me. Unmute me.
Oh, okay.
Nolan.
Jen Miller,
Yes.
right? Mike Tishless
Yes.
and Kathy Carlock-Lorenz.
Yes.
Okay. We will now move to the pledge. Please stand as you are able. We're going to change things up a little. If everyone can mute, we're going to have Ryan and Thomas Shamia lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, boys. Okay, in order to meet with St. Louis County guidelines, we're continuing to meet virtually to reduce the spread of COVID-19. This meeting is conducted once again using the services of Zoom and streaming online via the district's YouTube channel. We'll move on to 4.0 special recognitions. Those continue to be on hold as we meet virtually. When we resume in-person meetings, as the guidelines allow, we will begin doing our special recognitions again. 5.0 special resolutions and commendations. Under 5.02, we have 3 consent resolutions. Those being Teacher of the Year, which is Darian Cockrell, better known as DC, to those who know and love him. He does amazing jobs at Crestwood Elementary. Was even honored by a grant from Box Stops, which was presented by Chance the Rapper. I'm sure we'll find a way to recognize him further, but great job, DC. Support Person of the Year was Colin Davitt. He started the district as a teacher at Truman Elementary and now is our blended learning coordinator and is the man behind the scenes for this very meeting you're watching now and helps us out a great deal. There's a lot we couldn't do without the help of Colin. So thank you very much for everything, Colin. And thirdly, the graduating class of 2020. I encourage you to visit board docs and read a little about this amazing class. Almost 20 million in scholarships alone. So we applaud our class of 2020. And you can also go to board docs online and read the full resolutions. But may I have a motion to approve these consent resolutions as they are presented?
So moved.
Motion by Mike T. A second?
I'll second.
Second by Jen. Any questions or comments? Being none, we'll take a roll call vote, as with everything in these virtual meetings. Mike Shamia is a yes. Karen Schuster,
Yes.
Matt Alonso,
Yes.
Christy Watts,
Yes.
Jen Miller,
Yes.
Mike Tishless,
Yes.
and Kathy Carlock-Lorenz.
Yes.
All right, motion passes. We'll now move on to item 6.0. This is citizen comments regarding agenda items. We're not able to be present with citizens in person at this time. It's noted in board docs, we are taking comments via email to BOE @limburgschools.ws. I believe we have received one comment regarding agenda items. Those comments will be answered in writing as they come in, but following when our meeting takes place. So we will respond to any comments we receive in writing. 7.0 communications, calendar of events. Matt Alonso being our new secretary. Mr. Secretary, will you review the calendar of events?
Yes, so it's a pretty light calendar with it being the summer, but I do want to point out that the offices are closed every Friday during the summer. And in observance of the 4th of July holiday, the offices will be closed on July 2nd. It's also worth noting that the elementary and middle school summer school, virtual summer school that is, started yesterday and will go through till July 10th for session number 1. And then session 2 will start July 13th and go through August 7th. The high school summer school virtual option will be June 15th through July 23rd.
Okay, thank you very much. Item 7.02 are recorded meetings. This is where board members get a chance and opportunity to report on any meetings they've attended, whether in person or virtually, be it state meetings, parent group, other meetings that you've attended, and share highlights and what you've learned. So does anybody have anything they'd like to share?
I attended the SSD Governing Council meeting last Monday. The Governing Council approved the budget and the CSIP plan that had already been approved by their Board of Education, as well as watched a presentation regarding the response to school closure with COVID-19.
Thanks, Ken. Anyone else have anything?
I guess I can note, I attended that meeting as well.
Thank you, Karen. Anything, Mike, Christy, going on at the state level?
Nothing other than, I think everyone has been informed, has received the email though about the upcoming, national conference, state conference, which will be, held this year in Kansas City. It looks like they're going to be moving ahead with it. And I believe we should have all received something though in our email regarding it. So far, it looks like we'll be in person in September, late September.
Very good. We'll hope so. We always attend that conference well and fully participate. So we hope we can do it in person. 7.03, we do have an announcement. I think Karen.
Yeah, I know the agenda says none, but we do have an announcement, kind of with some mixed feelings. But tonight we wanted to say thank you to a very special part of our Limburg Schools Board of Education. Board Secretary Laura Hecht is retiring at the end of this month after 22 years of service to Limburg Schools. And Laura has attended close to 500 board meetings and workshops, which is an astounding number. She has served 3 superintendents during her time as administrative assistant to the superintendent and Board of Education. And obviously she holds a wealth of institutional knowledge. The 8 years that I've been on the board, I'm not sure what I would have done without Laura. She is always kind and helpful, professional, amazingly organized, and just such an asset to the district. When she retires, Laura has shared that she plans to spend more time with her grandsons, Jack and Liam, and her dog Cece, and take lots of walks and volunteer with her church. And while we are going to miss her tremendously, we of course wish you the very best, Laura, and really appreciate all of your service to the district over the years. And yeah, we really are going to miss you. So applause to you and congratulations on your retirement. And you're not off the hook until after June 30th, just so you know.
Yes.
And
And having served as board secretary, I can tell it could not be done without Laura. There's
Oh, for
no
sure.
way.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
and Laura,
Thank
I just want
you very much. Go ahead, Tony.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you. Couldn't have done this transition without you and your support and just everything that's gone on. I know my leadership style was probably a little bit different than what you were used to, and you were patient with me. And I just want to publicly just say thank you. And whether you think people have thought this transition has gone well or not, you are a big reason. The people that do believe that it's gone really well, you've been a big part of that success. And so I just want to publicly say thank you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And you've taught me how to pivot.
Yeah, I love it.
That was awesome. Frank. That was worth it right there. And then on the note of extraordinary leadership, not to take anything away in extraordinary service from Laura, but we did have a meeting earlier to reorganize the board, in which case I became president. Karen Schuster then was vice president, is now vice president. Matt Alonso is secretary, and Christy Watts will remain as treasurer. I just want to take just a moment here to acknowledge Karen's leadership and service to the board. She's been on the board 8+ years, 3+ years in a leadership role as president. Took over at a time that was less than ideal, a bit tumultuous in the district, some strained relationships within the organization. So you often hear right person, right time. That was absolutely Karen. So I want to thank her so much for her leadership. She left big shoes to fill, and I'm glad that she's not going too far, because I'm probably going to have her on speed dial. That's for sure. So thank you very much, Karen.
Thanks, Mike.
And I would too, Mike, just like to echo Karen, your leadership and guidance during the transition was extraordinary. You know, my 30 years plus in education and working with boards, and just your leadership and just how you help navigate that was truly, truly amazing. And your thoughtfulness, your willingness to trust, all of those things. Done. So is probably not a strong enough word, but just we'll always be indebted to you. So thank you for your leadership.
Thank you.
Yeah, I left out the part about her guiding us and leading us and hiring a new superintendent. So you did a good job there too as well. So thank you, Karen.
You actually compliment me publicly?
I did. Don't get used to it. One and only. One and only. More for Karen's sake there. Well, thank you, Karen. We'll move on to 7.04, review of Board of Education meeting agendas. Mr. Secretary.
Yeah, so we'll be meeting again on June 30th. It's a regular Board of Education meeting where we will be approving the 2021 school year budget. We will then meet again on July 14th, where we'll have a workshop. The information in the workshop is still yet to be determined, so that'll be coming out later. July 14th, we'll also have our next regular board meeting. In that meeting, we'll hear the first reading of the library media program evaluation and the gifted program evaluation. And then we'll receive second readings of the board calendar for 2021 and the CSIP plan.
Thank you, Matt. 7.05, board member appointments. We have none, but we will review those and have those for you in the July meeting as we go through our member appointments. We'll move to 7.06, which is the MSBA report. We are not showing that during the virtual meetings, but I invite you to click on the link on Board Docs and view their monthly report at your convenience. We'll move on to 8.0 special reports. 8.01 cabinet updates. Joelle, facilities, I believe, doesn't meet till September, but I think finance met, if I'm not mistaken. Is Joelle on?
Yep, I'm on.
Okay.
Yes, we met last Thursday with our regular finance meeting, and at the beginning of our meeting, we talked a little bit about the reopening task force. There was a few questions from that group on where we were at on that, so that has a lot of interest out, and we gave them where that information was on the website so that they could follow along with the task force process. And then we talked a lot about the governor's withholdings and for June and July and how that worked, and information that we were gathering regarding that. A lot of my peers across the state have been meeting often, estimating what the withholdings are going to be. We'll have that number officially from the state with our payment this month. So we talked a lot about that, and I actually invited them because we're going to do the budget in late June, that if they wanted to talk about the budget prior to that meeting, there was some interest, just because it's an odd year with the COVID and with the budget withholdings going forward. So great group.
Yeah, those are some informative meetings
Mhm.
for sure. Brian, I think Human Resources met as well.
We did meet last Thursday. We talked about the personnel report for this month, as well as progress in the hiring, as we do each summer. And we will also, in future meetings, be talking about the HR subcommittee of the reopening task force. Lots of work to be done there, and we'll have regular reports about that progress.
All right, thank you, Brian. This would normally be where we get the Terra show, but I don't think any of your groups have met, right? Teaching, learning, technology, student life.
Correct. We resume technology in August.
Okay. Well, you'll get a little break here. Even though you're not on vacation, you're still with us, but give you a break. 8.02 curriculum updates. We have none this meeting, so we'll move to 9.01. This is action items by consent. We did have items 9.01 to 9.10. Would anyone like to remove any of those items for individual consideration? Okay, hearing none, may I have a motion to approve action items 9.01 through 9.10 as presented by consent?
So moved.
So moved. I believe Kathy, who was the second?
Karen.
Karen, thank you guys. Any questions or comments or discussion? Okay, as with virtual meetings, we'll do the roll call here. Mike Shamia, yes. Karen Schuster,
Yes.
Matt Alonso,
Yes.
Christy Watts,
Yes.
Jen Miller,
Yes.
Mike Tishless,
Yes.
Kathy Carlock Lorenz.
Yes.
Okay, motion passes. Now we'll move to 10.0, which is an individual action item regarding the bond parameters resolution. Joelle?
Yes, this document is really a culmination of a lot of work. I looked up before this meeting of when we actually started talking about performance contracting and energy savings, and it was December 2018 was when we issued an RFQ. So it's been a lot of months of working with this project. We know that right now we have our performance contractor out doing work in our buildings this summer, so that when school starts, there'll be some new things. So this document today is in regard to the financing of those ESCO projects. Of course, the projects are going to be partially paid by energy savings, but the board had given a thumbs up to get some other things done while they had the buildings torn apart with energy as far as water savings and gas and things like that. So this document is just so that our bond counsel can move forward, getting all the documents, the official statement, the legal information, start that process. And then next month, we will come back at the board meeting and talk about the financing information, the exact details of the financing. But this is just start sharing out to the public about what we have to offer.
Okay, can I get a motion to approve the resolution as presented?
So moved. Okay.
Matt Alonso, motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second, I believe Kathy. Any questions, comments, or discussion? Okay, hearing none, roll call vote. Mike Shamia, yes. Karen Schuster,
Yes.
Matt Alonso,
Yes.
Christy Watts,
Yes.
Jennifer Miller,
Yes.
Mike Tishless,
Yes.
Kathy Carlock Lorenz.
Yes.
Okay, motion passes. Moving on to 11.0, 11.01 for the record. Looks like we have 2, 4, 6 items in there. OASIS report, gifted education and honors program evaluation, career technology education program evaluation, music program evaluation, and specifically first readings for the CSIP plan and board calendar of events. So as always, you can reach out to cabinet members if you have any questions regarding the items in 11.01. 12.01, citizen comments regarding non-agenda items. Again, the opportunity for citizens to comment on non-agenda items will resume when we go back to in-person meetings and gather together. In the meantime, please email any comments to boe@limerickschools.ws. We will respond in writing following the meeting. We'll move to 13.0, call for executive session based on our authority to do so under the provisions of Missouri Revised Statute 6.10.021 and 6.10.022. May I have a motion to call for executive session on July 14th, 2020?
So moved.
Second.
So moved. Motion by Jennifer Miller. Who was the second?
I was.
Christy was.
Christie. All right. Any questions, comments?
Mike, I have a question. Did we call for exec session for June 30th? The Tuesday meeting, we probably need to have an exec session just in case we need it that day as well on June 30th.
Okay. So we need another motion for an executive.
On our,
With that,
Mike, on our agenda, it's listed as both as one item.
that's one item. They're both listed there. Okay.
They are.
Maybe you need
Yeah.
to rephrase that then, and so it captures that, both of them.
So we need one to call for executive session on June 30th, 2020 and July 14th, 2020.
Yes.
So moved.
Motion by Jennifer Miller, second.
Second.
Second, Christie. Was that Christie?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we have
Yeah.
the list of meetings after July yet?
The board meetings,
Mm-hmm.
we're working on that calendar. I think they're
Okay.
on there, but I don't want to say 100% sure, but yes, you'll get them soon.
Okay, thank you.
Kathy, that's one of the, that we just had the first reading, so that'll get finalized then at our
Next
next
month.
meeting. Yeah.
Okay,
It's one of the, it's listed under 11.0 reports.
thank you.
Okay, so if there's no further discussion, the motion for executive session on June 30th and July 14th, we'll do a roll call vote. Mike Shamia, yes. Karen Schuster.
Yes.
Matt Alonso.
Yes.
Christy Watts.
Yes.
Jennifer Miller.
Yes.
Mike Tishless.
Yes.
And Kathy Carlock Lorenz.
Yes.
Okay. 14.0, we already conducted our executive session this evening. There's no need for recess. So at this time, I'll move to 16.0. Can I have a motion to adjourn regular meeting 1512?
So moved. Second.
I missed that. Did you get that, Laura? I don't know who had the motion.
Yeah.
Kathy, second by maybe Christine.
And Kathy.
All right, roll call vote. Mike Shamia, yes. Karen Schuster.
Yes.
Oh,
You
Yes.
broke up. I wasn't sure if you
No,
said my name.
yes, I did.
Okay.
Sorry. Matt Alonso,
Yes.
I thought everybody froze there for a second. Christy
Yeah.
Watts,
Yes.
Jennifer Miller,
Yes.
Mike Tishless,
Yes.
and Kathy Carlock Lorenz.
Yes.
All right, motion passes. That adjourns regular board meeting number 1512. Thanks, everybody, for joining us.
Good job, new president. That's a good first meeting.
Thanks, yeah.
Right. Thanks.
All right.
Thanks, Mike.
Have a good evening.
All right.
You guys have a good evening too. Thank you.